The late Prophet TB Joshua is trending, and this is simply because BBC has come out with a documentary revealing some of the very unpleasant things he has done to some of his followers. Now, this has been trending for some days now. And yes, on my decks here, we discuss issues, entertainment issues, and anything that has to do, with whatever is trending. So I'm going to have a brief discussion on this particular topic with Mr. Sammy Rasta here on my decks. My name is Great Jesse. Keep watching. Alright, welcome back. This is on my decks right here on GET Network. Thanks so much for your support. And this time around, we're going to have a discussion on TB Joshua trending. Welcome, Mr. Sammy Rasta.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to say this. I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but then I think you're the good person to have this conversation with because of your background. You've worked with one of the biggest pastors in Ghana. So you're the right person for this conversation.
Let that one slide.
Okay.
So, people will not judge my submission with my affiliation with God.
Okay.
I want to
speak like a normal.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
From the perspective of how I see
personal.
Things, personally.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's.
Okay, so the pastoral and everything biblical side, we just dropping it aside.
No, I'm not going to let it slide, but the person I've worked with, let's that one slide.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
The conversation will be
right.
Yeah. So
the news about him, when I saw a snippet of the video released by BBC, I was shocked because this is someone that is very respected. I don't know, but this TB Joshua we are talking about. When you heard the news, what was the feeling like?
Actually, this is nothing surprising.
Wow.
If you've been someone who really follows up issues and the discussions around issues and all that, somebody like me watching the 3 episode of the documentary basically had a little information that I never knew.
Okay.
You understand?
Just a little.
Just a little. So news around TB Joshua has been there for a long time. So to me, it's not surprising. To others who didn't really know much about him, because as Africans, it's not only Ghana, we tend to forget things easy. And 2, he did not start in the internet era.
Right.
Most of his records
out there,
on the internet. It's just only few of the testimonies that came up in recent times that are on the internet. But his issue popped up several times, a lot of times in his ministry. So it's not anything surprising to me for that. But I actually have seen the good and the ugly side of the whole documentary.
Let's talk about the ugly side.
The ugly side of it is actually this documentary. I don't know the purpose of it.
Okay.
Which I'm sure maybe generally they want to expose men of God, fake men of God, or something like that. But the ugly part of it is not a good thing for the Christendom, the Christian fraternity. It's something that is going to discourage a lot of Christians who actually believe in miracles, believe in prophetic words and all those things. It's going to affect the prophetic ministry in general, and the charismatic ministry in general is really going to have an effect a lot of effect. What it's going to do is that people will begin to question their pastors now. People begin to doubt some of the things they've seen or some of the things they are about to see in their churches. People are going to have a lot of things going through their mind when they are sitting in church and watching their pastors do one or two things. And people are going to read meanings into things that has already happened in their church before. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I personally, I also feel like the BBC, in conjunction with the producers of this, also have an agenda to break the prophetic ministry in Africa, to break to how do you call it, to create some kind of disbelief in the men of God in Africa. In this way, if you consider it in that direction, it's really ugly for Africa and the Christian fraternity as a whole. Like I said, people are now going to have a mixed reactions and mixed feelings about their pastors.
But do you agree it was necessary for them to put that out?
That's why I'll come to the good side of it.
Okay.
So, but to talk of the ugly side of it, I see this as something that to break the prophetic ministry to, especially the white people that have confidence in African pastors and all those things. It's going to break all of those, because there are certain things in the documentary which emphasize the fact that TB Joshua wanted to pay the white back for what they did to his fathers and all that. And any whites watching this will have maybe or doubt about if the person believes in any African pastor or whatever, or any man of God from Africa. So it doesn't really look good. And before, it was certain individuals, but now it's a collective work, done by all these people put together.
Disciples.
So you understand, it's not only the disciples who were featured in, people from South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa, right.
All their relatives in the disaster and all those things. And the supposed daughter, and also the workers, the people that
the producers and
the people that were working with him were taking care of him. And so it's a lot. And well, I feel, I just hope that the positive intentions about this whole documentary will be more than the negative intentions behind it. Because let me tell you one thing that really got me worried. The country that is leading the agenda of this LGBTQ whatever is UK. They are coming up with so many things to make it available to anybody in UK. Like they want to come up with syllables and all those things to teach LGBT among the kids and all that. And I don't know if you notice, and I've not seen anybody talk about it. The opening of the documentary had somebody talking and saying that she's gay.
Yeah.
It starts with the documentary.
And that's the main reason why, according to her, she moved to that side. Yeah, so, I mean, to the church.
So you see, they actually built the euphoria around this. It was great. Like it was something that people were expecting. And all of a sudden, the first episode, you see someone who claims she's gay and talk about gay, and they knew that they are presenting this to Africans. I've not seen anybody talk about it.
But
that is a clear agenda. I am telling you.
Okay.
And it ends up with this person telling us that she has to believe that
she's.
So now she's gay. Do you understand? So these are some of the ugly side of the thing that I'm talking about. So Africans, gay, we want to tell you that gayism is normal, because even if you go to church, you try to meet somebody who's trying to...
There's nothing you can do about it.
It and all that. So it's better you embrace the gayism and all that. And so that is it. That is the ugly side of it. I've actually watched it as a filmmaker. I also have certain doubts of some of the things talked about in the documentary. In the sense that, do you know when I was in school, we give you a whole movie or a whole documentary to go and watch and come and analyze it? So I was not just watching it for watching sake, but there are certain things that some people also need to answer. Because it's a documentary and we only have the opportunity to listen to what they have to tell us. Because you talk about TB Joshua's occult. You have talked in the documentary about certain things that he has been doing, which is an occultic kind of practices. You've talked about all these things, making, or the documentary portraying him as somebody who is evil,
right?
Who attracts his powers and energies from the devil. You know, the guy who was taking care of his
island, or I don't know how. Priya Camp, right? That's it.
He actually made mention that TB Joshua is not a man of God, but he's a devil. Because of the things that he's been doing, he's been putting his private parts in the fish,
the heads of the private parts. That's right.
You know, all these kind of things. Then later in the documentary, you come and tell me that the miracles and all these things were all orchestrated. So what was he using the powers for? Which one do you want us to believe? That he was planning? So if I have the chance to plan all the miracles and all that, what do I
need the evil spirit
powers for?
Powers for. Okay.
So
okay, that's another angle.
Yes. So to me, all these things were supposed to be highlighted because they are the people with him. Some of them say that he asked me to organize virgins. Fine. What was he using the virgins for? For rituals, of course, because he needs virgins. That's what you are trying to imply, to become more powerful. And all that. And everything that's powerful, everything that you think Jesus can do, the power of Satan can do it.
Yeah.
So I was expecting them to tell us that his miracles and all these things were backed by the occult thing they are talking about. But if you leave all these things to tell me the number of people that traveled to TB Joshua for healing and all that from countries that got healed and all of them was staged. How? How? Does that make sense? It doesn't to me. You get it?
Can we say maybe not all the miracles were staged? Definitely, because they specify that, you know, the health part, the cancer, you know.
No, if you watch the doc, we don't have the rights and all that to play somebody. You see, the man make it clear that all the miracles of TB Joshua, he did not say some.
Right.
This is a documentary. Yeah. And I am picking his words. You understand? Yeah. All his miracles were staged. Because I was in charge. That is what the man said.
Yeah, and I remember vividly when he mentioned that.
Yes, you get it. So, these are the questions. So, that definitely, even if there are truth in whatever they are setting to, there are also, I believe, there are also lies in it.
Wow.
Yes. In as much as you watch it and you get convinced with certain things, like, okay, this person has worked with a person. Not only him. This. They are all saying the same thing. You understand? In different ways and all that. There should be some truth in what they are saying. I will not rate it off completely. Like, whatever they are all saying is lie. But however, not what all that they are saying is true. So you give room for some of us to ask certain questions that needs answers.
Yeah,
it means that there's a certain untruth thing being told. Because I know people, even if you go through the comment sections, there are people that can testify that I went there for this healing.
Yeah,
it was
true,
done.
Yeah.
I went there for this, this and that and that and that. There are people. So these are some of the things that, you see, it makes someone doubt. You know, me, I will say I'm a deep thinker, though. I will say it for myself. You can't just tell me anything and I'll just believe it.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
I have to consume whatever you are saying very well. Because if you are telling me the person is spending all this, because Charlie, I know, and I've heard a little about how occultic practices and all those things, they are done, you understand. And as a movie maker, someone who has done research a lot, read a lot around this kind of this thing, I've heard a lot and I've read a lot about the kind of sacrifices that you need, the kind of things that you need to maintain your spiritual power, what you need to do to elevate your spiritual power to. So if TB Joshua, in all the narrative that you are seeing, was doing that to keep his name high, to expand his territory, to do more this, and then you come back to tell me that he was staging, dramatizing my miracles and all these things. Charlie, it doesn't make sense. Because he needs the power to prove whatever he wants to prove to the world.
Yeah.
And you watch his videos and all that, most of those things are not, they are white people that come out there. So I want to even ask the guy that the things that TB Joshua went to other countries to do, they organize, receive him in stadiums. The miracles that happen, all those things were also staged.
That'll be a whole lot of work. That'll be a lot.
You get it? You get it? So let it be specific. Like, this is what we are talking about. We are talking about the occultic and then his rituals and all those things, his molesting of women, abuse of all those things. If you are talking about that one, you said you are telling me that someone has beaten you. The person is not there to give the side of, so I might be forced to agree with you. It happened to you. Just like the woman who was crying and saying that you don't know what we've gone through and all that. So, you know, you might sit somewhere and say that this is false and so they have gone through it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying there are lies and there are certain truth in it. Because if you check from the narratives, some of them click. You understand? Some of the things that they said, a click. You put two together, you know that
it's in line.
Is in line. But when it comes to the manipulation of the people and all those things, some of them, there are loopholes in it. That should be the ugly part of the. So we can move to the good side. You said we should talk about the ugly first.
Yeah, the good side now.
Okay. Now the good side of it is, Christians are, majority of them are lazy. They want things being done for them on a silver platter. People are following miracles. They are not following Christ. So if you are a follower of miracles and prophetic ministries, and you are not really into Jesus Christ and your salvation, to know and understand Jesus, to know and believe in the death and the resurrection of Christ yourself, you will always put your destiny in the hands of pastors. Some of the good things about this documentary is that, in as much as I said it's going to discourage people, it is going to be a wake-up call for people to stand up for themselves and know Christ. So like I'm saying, people are chasing miracles. They are chasing everything they hear about. Oh, this man of God, it's this. I want some. Hey, they said the man of God prayed and somebody was able to get 1 million from here and got this from here. He also wants some. So looking for Christ is not now the agenda for Christians. Majority of the Christians now is chasing miracles.
Right.
Chasing the pastors. I know we cannot see Jesus as it stands now. His representatives are the pastors and all that. And my understanding of a church now is for us to meet, teach, and also pray together. But now it's as if we are worshiping God in the church and we are living a different life at home.
Yeah.
So a Christian in the church is different from a Christian at home. But our Christianity life is supposed to be lived
all through our life.
Yes, that is the life of a Christian. Yes, say a Christopher, the Christian, the followers of Christ. So they see them, they see their these people, they do their things like Christ.
Christ-like.
Christ-like.
Yeah.
You get it? The Christ in me. So this documentary is actually, whether staged, whether was orchestrated or whatever, but it still has meaning. It still has lessons for Christians to know that all that you see people are doing as men of God, they cannot all be true. They cannot all be genuine. It is time for people to know Christ all by themselves. Anything that happens to them, they have to call their pastor.
That's true.
And if they are not getting their pastor, the issue is like, for instance, today's Christian, if their daughter or their son is attacked with some illness instantly and all that, the moment they call their pastor and they don't get the pastor online to talk to, they have lost their hope. They can't do anything than to think of hospital now. They don't even believe that as Christians, they can hold hands and pray for their relative, their child, or whatever. They don't believe in that. What they believe is that when they call their pastor, everything will be solved.
Yeah, it will be solved.
So they are build their belief and everything in the man of God.
The man of God.
And some of them are using it to manipulate them.
Yeah. They'll take advantage.
They are manipulating the minds of their church members. It is so much. Seriously. People have relatives that they are supposed to help them, but they will carry huge amount of money to go and give to their pastor to recognize them. So they will speak good about them. They will pick phones and talk to them and all that. There are people that are buying cars. They are buying land. They are buying because they've been conscientized to believe that without the man of God, they have no life. And the men of God are not teaching them the Christ way to be independent and say, I am going to pray and the heavens will open for me. I believe in this prayer that as I am talking to my Father in heaven, this thing will happen. No, they don't believe in that. They believe in what the man of God will say.
Yeah.
So what is of us Christians? Let this platform not be a puppet for
Hello.
Let this puppet, this not be a puppet. This is on my deck.
On my deck.
It's not a puppet.
Hallelujah.
But I am in my spirit.
Yeah,
and I want to share this with my people that let's know Christ. And therefore, when you begin to know Christ, even if your pastor is leading you somewhere dangerous, there'll be a way out for you. Yes. You alone. God will save you. God will push you out. God will direct you. You get it? So let's pick the lessons from the documentary. Me, I wouldn't sit down here and call TB Joshua an occult. I won't call TB Joshua a fake man of God. I won't use I'm just picking the positive part of the documentary.
Right.
To better my life.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, TB Joshua is dead and gone. And he's not going to answer to BBC. BBC will not get anything from TB Joshua again. The man that you even done documentary to discredit his father, he's not there.
Yeah. And even someone else has taken over the church.
So he's not there. And even if he's there, Krana, he doesn't have to answer to you. If there are criminal records, you take it and you take them to court or whatever. But if there are no criminal records or you don't have any evidence or whatever, it will just be a saying. But so what I'm trying to say is that at least we should pick lessons. And let me tell you this. They normally say that the whites brought Christianity just for us to destroy us. People have been saying all these things. I think that we as Africans, as blacks, are rather using Christianity to destroy ourselves.
Yeah.
Because most of the things that I think the whites brought as Christianity to us is not what we are even practicing now. Yes. Let's go back to how the Christians came to us and how they were worshiping God then time. At least let's go and do research and know that whatever we are practicing as Christians now is like we have known the Bible more than the whites that brought to us. So now we have to stop working and then spend majority of our time in church praying. And what is not what the white man brought to us. But you go and blame the white man for introducing Christianity. White man did not say, don't go and work. Because the white, they are going to work. They don't play with their time at work. The white will never leave his work and come and sit in church for 8 hours, 9 hours to pray to God. But we are practicing that. So is it the fault of the white man? No. And so it's a wake-up call for Christians. Pick the lessons from it, but I'll play with people not to judge.
Yes.
You shouldn't judge TB Joshua. If it was occult, if he was whatever it was, now he's dead. It's up to him and it's God to go and answer it. But let's pick the lessons out from it. Is it true that pastors are conscientizing members now? They are manipulating members now? It is true.
It is true. Very true.
Very true and very common.
And it's because people have allowed themselves to be used.
Yes, because they don't want to. They don't want to go through it. They don't just want to go through it. They want the short way to be rich, to have all the blessings of God at once. They just want God to open heavens for them at once without doing any works.
Miracles.
Miracles. They don't know how to pray. They don't know how to fast. They don't know how to read the Bible themselves. They don't even sit down with their family to talk about anything God. But they want God to open everything in this world that is good for them. And therefore, they will spend all their energy, their money, and everything to follow the man of God for that.
Preach on! Sorry about that.
I'm going to open another channel for preaching. If there are other religious issues, bring it up and let us talk.
Right.
But of course, it's a great piece of work. I love the documentary. As a creative, this is a masterpiece documentary. Masterpiece. Master. Photography, lighting,
sound,
insects, the build up to the story. They will have to get everything in relate to what they are saying.
It was interesting.
That was a great piece. You understand? But of course, I'm not going to judge. I don't know whether TB Joshua was awkward. Not because I've watched the documentary. I don't know. But there are lessons to pick up from it. Let's pick that lesson and better our lives as a Christian. Let this not discourage anybody, because Christ is there. He will forever be there till you die and other people come to this world. I don't know about the end of this world, but we will die and people will come. We will come and meet Christ, and you will go. So that is the news I have for you.
All right, those are comments shared by Mr. Samuel Rasta here on my decks on the TB Joshua issue. Guys, whatever comments you have to share, let me know in the comment section. Whatever you make of this documentary, just let me know what you have to say in the comment section. My name is Great, and thanks so much for watching this episode of On My Decks right here. Please subscribe, continue to follow us for more news. Thank you for watching.